All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Catching Feelings podcast. And we're going to be here trying to help the ladies to understand men better. Probably give them a good advice, some advice, maybe the rights, the do's and don'ts. And by the way, we're not experts. We're just a couple of guys who have experience in the game, so we might, give you some game, lab na lab, So to kick it off, I'm gonna introduce my boy Tidiso Bones. Can you tell the fellas who you are and what you're all about?
Okay, hi everyone. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah.
My name is Tidiso Nkadiming, Kula Papsi. A lot of people know me by that. And so I'm a broadcast technician and IT technician by trade. And so
Okay.
for me, this is like a great experience because I'm on the other side of the show.
No, you are. Always looking at screens and stuff.
Yeah, I'm always the one that's controlling everything else.
All right, cool. And Jiggy?
Yeah, okay. So the name is Siyabonga Chigi Giane, Clever Sprayed. Grew up in Katleong and then moved to Vosloo, but now I'm based in Brakpan. So by profession, I'm a cloud support engineer.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
Okay, so you're the guy who deals with networks and stuff and just trying to keep everybody's stuff safe.
Yes.
All right, cool. Guys. I think, because obviously we have our own ideas of how things should be when it comes to the dynamics between man and woman. I feel maybe it's important just to kick it off and just to find out are you in a relationship?
Yes, I am in
taken.
a relationship.
You're taken?
Yeah,
Okay.
and not taken for granted, by the way.
By the way, would you ever, and maybe this is a bit off topic, but would you ever be in a polygamous marriage or a situation?
Probably.
Let's say if maybe finance and all that other stuff was not a factor.
Yeah,
and
I
you
probably
just,
would.
Okay, that's interesting that you're gonna say that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to I'm asking you that. Jiggy,
Yeah, so I'm happily taken.
you're happily taken. Cool.
I'm in a very happy relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy.
And then would you have a polygamous relationship?
I've actually been in a polygamy.
Oh, for real?
But it wasn't a thing where we are married. But I used to date two people.
Yeah,
in
and
a
they knew
house.
of each other.
They knew of each other.
Okay.
We go to places,
All three of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to places, and they sit at the back, cooler box, the front seat. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So from your experience, it's something that can work.
Yeah. So, but it didn't work. The one that I have.
Okay,
But
why is that?
But I know now, Gucci, where did I do the mistakes? And
Oh,
all
is it?
that.
Okay.
So yeah. So I think the reason why it didn't work, from my own experience, is that they were too close to each other. Yeah, so Bona, they always had a thing where you love the other more than me. Yeah, so
Because they would tell each other,
they would tell each other, okay, we did this and this with this person. And now it becomes a difficult thing to actually love them the same because they are not the same people. Yeah, so they are different, and sometimes it's difficult to quantify something. Maybe, for instance, if Lo Munye likes flowers and then the other one doesn't like flowers, but when you buy this one flowers, then what is the equivalent of flowers
To the other one.
to the other one?
Oh, okay.
So that was the actual problem with the whole thing. So I think if I were to have a polygamy again, they don't have to talk to each other cool and know each other's businesses like that. But they have to know each other. This one exists, that one exists.
Is it safe to say that's why sometimes in this type of situation you find a situation where the one's got her own place, the other one's got her own place as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because of what you just spoke about, to kind of keep it separate yet same.
Yeah, because
umbrella.
another thing again, let's say you have your own place,
Yeah.
and then they don't have places, and then you come sleep with the one, Kona Lana, and then the other one maybe has to clean for the other one with Bega Corner, and all that, so it'll cause a whole bunch of problems. So
Makes
if
sense.
they have their own places, then it's cool, because she won't come the other time and see a fork. Maybe the other one didn't wash a fork, or maybe she had to rush somewhere, she didn't do the dishes, and then now she's like, I have to watch another chick's dishes.
Yeah.
So that's what.
So do you have a question? Did it start? It's a Uguti. Yeah. why lower she painty or why abege?
No,
whatever.
so with me, I had 2 different places.
Okay.
So yeah, I understood that value when it began. I can't have them in the same space. So they had 2 different places. So I split out, and then I had to like go to this one maybe today, Monday here, Tuesday there, Wednesday there. So yeah.
Okay. Right. It's interesting. It's interesting dynamic. I don't know. Like,
so would you do it like polygamy?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's got so much weight to it. Like there's certain kind of guys or men who are able to do it, who have the capability. Just like not even from a financial standpoint, but just from even a mental standpoint as well. You know. Yeah, I think for me, like when it comes to multiple girls, I don't know. I don't think I could manage multiple girls. I think maybe because I'm too considerate.
But now what I can say is that another issue with this whole thing is that what I've noticed is that everybody bases polygamy from umseleko.
Yes.
When I was in a polygamy myself, they always used to compare the situation with the situation at umseleko. And quite honestly, I didn't want to have what he has because for me that's like he stress all the time for him. I think like maybe he gets off when things don't go right, when he has to fix things like all the time, with me on the other hand, I would just want things to be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of true. There are a lot of people that strive off chaos. Like by the time
they do, right?
Yeah,
no,
but
that's true.
as soon as go peaceful, they like we are bored.
Yeah.
Or life is boring.
So now with striving for that peace, that's why I say it's best to just have them not be like and be civil with each other. Maybe there's a party that's happening. She's here, and then they just cordial and cool and all that. But Pela, they don't have to talk to each other. They don't have to chat and all that. So
okay.
yeah.
All right, cool guys. Let's just run through some questions there that maybe that can create a little bit of a more depth dynamics to this now. I'm gonna start with you on this one. How do you approach expressing your feelings or emotions in a dating context?
I mean, I don't like. I don't like doing that, dog.
Are you serious?
I don't like talking and stuff like that.
Okay.
No. So
I think that's important because I feel like a lot of girls, they struggle with saying that men are not expressive, they're not emotional, they don't show their emotions and stuff like that. So I think maybe from your insight, it'd be good to understand then how are you able to maneuver the dating scene knowing that that's the kind of person you are?
I think that's something that I struggle with.
Okay.
And I feel it's a complaint that most of the chicks that I'm with that they complain about.
Okay.
You know, when you don't talk, you don't communicate,
you don't express your feelings.
I don't express my feelings and all that. So that's that. Yeah.
Okay. And then have you found that part of you has it worked against you, or has it kind of maybe also made you? Because what I've noticed, like especially like with women, it's like things like this, they'll complain about it, but then they'll still go for the guy who's like that. And then I still find it strange with like, you ladies are out here complaining that this guy is like, he's not emotional, and yet you're attracted to these kind of guys.
I mean, I think they like that sometimes.
Okay.
Like I feel maybe at times, I know maybe it sounds a bit weird, but I think they get off that.
Okay.
If you're not that person where they want to change you all the time. They want to have that thing where I'm going to try and make him do this. And try and make him do this. And then when it happens, you start doing about 2 years. They're going to go to the next thing.
Okay.
And then they're going to try and change that. So the problem eventually you're going to lose yourself as a guy, because they'll always keep trying to change you and change you. So now sometimes as a guy, you have to stick your guns out and just be you, and did not allow a chick to try and change you. So that's how I think of it.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
All right, and you, Pons, how do you approach expressing your feelings or emotions in a dating context?
Cautiously, because the first thing is, let's say maybe we just started dating, and then I have to watch certain things in the show, because when you'll take it in a different context, and then it's already in your head. It's like, yo, this guy loves me. Nan. Kanti, for me, it was just like, yo, I enjoyed my nights with you. We had fun.
Yes.
Nothing about love or anything.
Yeah.
But then you just have to be careful what you say. And then from there, after that, if there is something that has to be said, or maybe, because Banjan, I feel like women are very emotional. But as much as sometimes they don't like hearing it regularly, but once in a while, they like hearing Gutano. My girlfriend's beautiful.
Yeah.
Or I love my girlfriend.
Would you consider yourself an expressive person in terms of Abu, I love you, Abu, complimenting her, making her feel? Because obviously you know that women love hearing, things about them. But like, would you consider yourself the kind of guy who's very vocal about it and can be like, or maybe like when you're feeling anything towards it, whether it's anger, whether it's happiness, whether it's frustration, you actually express it?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay, cool.
Because I feel like, Nami, I don't like when someone has an issue and then they bottle it up.
Yeah.
Because now we're creating a space where when you don't respond the way you want to, because we're holding something back. And then no man about some random something else, and you're still giving me like attitude answers. Something's wrong, but you can't communicate.
Oh, I see. Okay,
So-
cool. No, it makes sense. So I think also because I think what you're saying, it's very important to kind of like put together, because I mean, like we know that women love to hear what they love to hear as well, and I'm assuming what like the way you move, like from what you're saying, so you wanna kind of teach her how to treat you in terms of when you say like you wanna, like you don't like it if someone doesn't express, so you express yourself hoping that she
recognizes that
reciprocates it as well.
Like you can't just be mad and bottle stuff in.
And hopefully she can reciprocate it and be like, okay, cool. Bones talks. Let me also
Try and
do the
talk,
same. But for Jig it's different because he doesn't talk at all.
But also, I don't think you asked Jiggy in the same context, because if it was maybe an argument, would he still be quiet?
Yeah, that is a good question though. If
it's not like normal everyday conversation, let's say where there's something happens and
I feel sometimes koninte nokubhekana now and you can't like run away from it. For instance, maybe let's say a girl does something like a Kenya,
yeah,
she does it the first time, I'll let it slide. It's okay, maybe I'm taught, but it'll get to a point where now you can't like let it slide into now and just straight, and then that's when you say and do no ring. So good mean what I try and avoid most of the time. I don't want to create like some sort of negative energy. Where now I have to I'm always looking for isn't this better that she will do and all that. So yeah, so I just try and just live.
Yes. I know, very agree with you. That's important.
That makes sense. All right, cool. Let's just also go to this one. Maybe you can also take this one because we ended up with Bones. Like, what qualities do you appreciate most in a potential partner? Like, just in terms of qualities. Pretty much qualities that you.
So, for me, dog looks at everything.
Jiggy is like a typical man. It's like, yo,
that's where it starts.
Let's be honest.
Before Uzo that's where it starts. Like
visually,
Even in the Bible, they say there's a passage. I'll paraphrase you. It's like you've already with your eyes. So it's like even maybe let's say there's a girl where you are not supposed to be with. Maybe let's say it's your chick's friend, or your brother's friend, and your brother's chick and shit like that.
Yeah,
I'm big because she has a nice palm, and then that's where attraction towards that person. So I think that's where it starts.
Yeah,
where she has to be visually appealing.
Okay,
so that's what I appreciate the most, having a very nice looking woman next to me. So yeah.
But now here, I mean, like the question is, what qualities though? Qualities. So let's go beyond physicality, because yes, physical. Yes, we can attest that men are into physical. It has to be.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So qualities in terms of her as a person. What are you looking for? What stands out?
Okay, so the first thing I'd say, she has to be smart. She has to be able to hold a conversation, because that's what we'll be doing most of the time, talking. So let's say she is pretty, but now she can't hold the conversations, and so she's got maybe nice palms and all that.
Yeah.
So she has to be able to hold the conversation and be smart. And then another thing, she has to be ambitious. Nami is she has to be a person where I can just sit with her and talk about things seasons just to grow as people. Cool. So that's the two things that I value the most.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Bones?
I'd probably say someone that communicates well. Because like Jiggy said, you don't want someone that's you can't really talk about anything because you have maybe nothing in common.
Okay.
Or Muntakona is just focused on other stuff besides what you're focused on.
Okay.
So someone that I can spend time with and communicate with.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know for me, I would say a woman who's understanding. I think that's very important. Having an open mind. Somebody who's not very stone. Like her mind is just, she's able to adapt to situations. Or I think also a person who's not too judgmental, maybe let me say. Because I think a person who's not too judgmental, they're very understanding that not everything's cast in stone. There's no black and white. There is gray area to a certain degree, So I think a person like that, for me, I can really appreciate, because it just shows that they realize what not everything is right and wrong. There's a bit of like nuances in the middle, So amongst other things, but I'll put that on top, and probably even the communication is important as well. So I can take that as well, just to pick up on that one. But yeah, pretty much those are my top two. Okay. So all right, cool, man.
So would you say that someone like that, do you find someone like that, or you build them? Someone that is understanding. Do you bring them to understand your situation, or?
That's a good question. I think it can be a bit of both, because, and I say a bit of both because you can find somebody who's naturally like that, and it just makes it easier, and you can find somebody who's not like that, but because they understand that's what you appreciate, and they're able to mold themselves or become that ideal because they know it's important to you. You know what I mean? So I think it can be either or, but ideally it'd be nice to find someone who's naturally like that, because then you don't feel like you're changing them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say maybe it can be a little bit of both.
Plus, I feel like it can be very difficult to change that person.
Yeah.
Maybe depending which age do you meet them on. Maybe it's something that has been there since they were young.
Exactly.
And you have to change programming of all those years coming to that age. So yeah.
Okay. No, that's cool, right? I hope you guys are still with us. So this one is a bit different. It's like, so do you prefer taking the lead in planning dates, or do you appreciate shared decision making? Because this is a good question, because we live in a society of 50-50 now. Unfortunately, we live in a place where it's like, 50-50 is a thing now. Even though women don't like it, it's funny because women don't like it, but at the same time, they'll still call you controlling for doing it, for being a leader. So it's a bit of a gray area of sorts. So maybe you guys can give me a bit of your perspective on it.
I'd say maybe a bit of both, but I'd be more, in my relationship, I'd say I'm more of the planner.
Are you the planner?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been given that lead, so
is it?
So it's kind of like the situation you were speaking about. In a relationship, you sometimes get what you want. You get given the lead.
Yeah,
it's okay. I like planning stuff, so it worked out that way that she's allowing me to.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the planning, I agree. I think I like it. I enjoy
but when
it.
you say, so like, what do you mean when you say like a little bit of both though? So where does the other part kicks in?
I can't always be planning. Sometimes you must just surprise me now. I've just created like I've just made plans for us.
Yes.
Yeah, which is very like ganjalo ngiyazi ukuthi uyangicabanga. Maybe I'll tell you one day ukuthi I saw this restaurant.
Okay.
I'd like to go there, and then you just surprise me. Oh, let's go.
All right, cool. Jiggy?
I mean, I prefer my chick to plan everything.
Are you serious? I didn't expect you to say that.
No, like for real.
I really thought you was gonna be like, no, I lead like.
No,
fuck all that shit of decisions. Let's just.
No, it's just that I feel like we like different things.
Okay.
And okay, I feel like she doesn't really like the things that I do more, which of I understand, understandably so. I mean, I don't think that a normal girl should like the things that I do or how I have fun and all that. So I mean, I basically like chilling namachita and doing crazy shit and shit like that. And if you're dating someone who's reserved, someone with class and all that, so I'd expect her to plan all those things, which of I also like doing those things.
Okay.
Yeah, where you're living some sort of like a double life. You like this type of life, it's all that namachita and doing all that, and then you also like a sort of sophisticated life.
Yeah.
Soft life. Yeah.
So I prefer her to plan all that. So I don't want to plan anything because I also would say I trust her with that.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna push back a little bit on your answers. Suppose you are the planner, right?
Yeah.
So now what happens when you plan a date or whatever and she disagrees or she counters your plans?
So
how do you handle that?
So most of the time, even with the plans that I do make, they are still around stuff that I know that she would like.
Oh, is it?
So it's never like, okay, so I'd be wild and be like.
So you've never had any pushback on any plans that you've done? Not yet. Anyway.
No. So like most of the time it comes with listening to what they speak about or what they like, and then I'll just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe she mentions one day with you, I had the best ice cream, and then I'm like, I know somewhere where they sell the best ice cream.
Oh, I see.
And then I'll just randomly take you there. But what I was going to was, so let's say a very bad date idea would be me saying, let's go get tattoos, because I like tattoos.
Okay.
I can't take her there because she's probably going to be like, what's going on with this guy? She's got no tattoos.
Yeah.
So
okay, cool.
That would be a bad date idea.
And then with you, Jiggy, because you say you like her making the plans or whatever, so what happens if she makes plans that you don't resonate with? Or it's like, I don't like it, it's a bad plan, I'm not for it. How do you work around that? And you know how emotional women can get as well. So they might come to a point like, no, but then
I push back straight with maybe sometimes they can get carried away. Maybe they plan something outlandish spending, which of maybe there's some other things like Melesize and the food. And then you push back, you say, no, we can't do this because of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Have you ever had a situation like that where she planned something that you didn't want to do?
Yeah. A number of times.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was about to ask, how many times has this happened? They plan something and then you just like, I pay by 7.
Yeah.
No, it happens. It happens quite a bit.
Okay.
So then now, like, how do you navigate the balance between your personal space and togetherness in a relationship? Because with you, it's a bit different because you stay with your person, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't.
Yeah.
So I think for you, your answer might be a little bit
different.
Yeah,
it's totally different.
So let me start with Jiggy because he stays with his person.
So I stay with my person. We work at home.
Okay.
So with her, it doesn't count as maybe spending time together when we are at home. But for me, it does.
Okay.
Because now she's there. When you take lunch, you talk to her. You can see her. Her energy is around you.
Yeah.
So weekends, I'm out. Because it's very frustrating to be at home all the time. And then be at home as well on the weekends. So no. So I get my own personal time during the weekend, especially at night. Maybe let's say bengichayisa ayimabhebeza ngona bengibuya ngiyavanga ngenza into zami ngibuya ngimnandi.
And she's cool with you going out at night. It doesn't matter what time you come back.
It does matter. Nami ngiyamcabangela. I don't like angenzi kuphela.
So you have a curfew basically?
No, I don't have a curfew.
Is it a safe, self-placed curfew?
Yes,
when I was
I understand that.
Okay.
And then I understand ukuthi kumele like ngashaya isilala sengibuya and all that. So I become very considerate of your riding slayer.
And then also another thing, do you communicate? But baby, listen, or I'm running late or all that kind of stuff?
No. Alright.
So can I ask you something? So how long have you been living with your woman, and how was the transition? Because that's the main issue with most of the situations like that.
So I think we've been living together for 2 to 3 years, man. So yeah, so Kelly was the chick I was with in a the polygamous situation. So the other one left and then she stayed. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so you've had experience very much.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
soon as cut the seat.
And
And then your points?
Can you repeat the
I
question?
just like,
again?
how do you navigate the balance between your personal space and togetherness with your person or in a relationship?
So as sometimes it's difficult because I started dating when last year. Yeah, it's been a year now.
Really?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
bro, I was with you.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of the date, or okay, like, when is your anniversary? Let me ask you that.
Sometime in Jan. I don't even know when.
Wow.
It's coming up soon, or it's already passed. Yeah. So,
I hope she doesn't see this.
eh?
I hope she doesn't see this episode. Like, this nigga doesn't know our anniversary.
I think I'll be forgiven. For that one.
All right, anniversary.
So,
too, man.
yeah. So my situation is kind of different from Jiggy's one because Jiggy has been with this person for long. So for me, there's still that transition from okay, this is my time, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And then it also comes to a point where she will be like, can I see you? And at that time, I'm like, yo, today I've got plans.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have to compromise now with this.
Okay.
Amachita, I was with them for the past 2 days and now I have to come back to it. But still, I still make sure Guti in between, she knows Guti, I can't see you all day, every day. But when I can see you, I'll definitely see you. Because
I know that transition can be very difficult because you're just navigating through. So doesn't she get mad? Because what I've noticed, they will want to have the most time now. They want to take away that time from a Machiteni and have it like now. Cool. So doesn't she get mad and stuff?
Because I'm sure even right now, she would have preferred to go to Webin Kildnai.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's Sunday. They say Sundays for lovers, man. And this whole thing is putting pressure on niggas, bro.
But I think it comes down to the Gucci must understand. Before we dated Gucci, this was the life that I lived.
Yeah.
So you can't make me stop all of that. Because man, what if I stop chilling Namachita and then sing but depressed and then sing Porawe Namajently? I'm not responsive.
But you know what? Like, to give credit to your person, man, she's actually because I know Omuntu Akene, she's a very accommodative partner. Even as Amachita, when we're there and she's also there, it's like we don't feel uncomfortable. Okabwana, when you're chilling with your boy and your girlfriend in the corner, you feel like she's just on some. But how many niggas leaving? You know. But
is it genuine though? Because
it's like it seems to be.
Because why I ask is that there's a saying that says "umshato ya uchocha" or shit like that.
Okay.
So essentially they say you ubaraiti besasuga when like it's still new. And then so that maybe when you soften up, and then kana lanazo chukutai,
you need to stop this.
Like, stop this and this injured. Do you think it is or?
I think Bones will be the only one to tell us that as time progresses, if she changed from what she used to do to what she became, you know.
Because even with that, I think I've had a conversation now. Let's say I was a person or Clara Machita, like my friends can come through anytime. Like in Lingua, maybe it's like Machita can come anytime. And how would she react to that? Because Nami Vele.
Oh, so you tested the waters a little bit.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be that person, Vele. Because I love having my space. So as much as I like having my boys around, Mara can't be there 24/7. I think maybe I'd be like a weekend boy or Nini. You can come through anytime, but Mausa on certain times you have to call or something. So I tested the waters. I was like, what if I was one of those guys that are always with the boys, and watch of it? I know.
Right.
It's not gonna work. No, because I don't think I would want to start a family no muntu ozovumela into enjalo ukuthi hayi kugrand abangani bakho abeze baphuze njalo. You have to have someone ukutshela ukuthi hayi boy, you know what?
So her answer was favorable to
what I was looking at. Yeah, because Nami, I'd want you to be protective of your boy.
I think also maybe that's an important thing for girls or women to realize. Guys, I mean, we we try to get answers in covert ways. Sometimes like girls may think it's just a normal conversation, but we're literally assessing if you're the right person long term. You know, but it may come off like just a curiosity question. You know, because there was this thing I have to say, Oti, when guys leave a relationship, usually they don't talk; they just disappear. And women are the ones who maybe they want to talk about it, they ask questions, they want to get answers.
They want the closure.
You know, they want that closure. But with guys, it's very like, and mostly guys wait for the woman to break up with them.
Yeah.
In most cases, like they're hardly the ones who live relationships in most cases.
That's why they end up doing all sorts of nonsense to
Yeah.
a girl, treating her bad. And
Yeah,
all
hoping
that.
she'll be the one to be like, you know what, nah, it's enough is enough, you know. So I think that same covert of how we deal with leaving, it's how we deal with also finding information with is this the right person or not? Or it's just for now.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, no, there's some game for you ladies out there. Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on traditional gender roles in dating? And how do they influence your approach? I think maybe you can take it, pause.
So, you know, with the traditional gender roles, it's kind of difficult because the traditional female role does not exist anymore. You can't have umuntu oyohlala endlini, take care of the kids,
Yeah.
take care of the house, and like that's your job 24/7. Because now, but they went to school.
Yeah.
Now they educated. They made sure that they got their degrees, so they can't be chilling at home and
Yeah.
expecting them not to earn a living.
Yeah.
And then ngapa, I feel like also with women earning a living, there are standards in terms of like dating and stuff has skyrocketed, which is why amachita manje, there's so many
Yeah.
that you'll find that maybe you're not employed or you're not favorable in the game. But they're single chins.
Yeah.
And then there's maybe Sidlo. Sidlo has a M4.
Yeah.
And Sidlo
I'm
has
out your
a-
balling, man.
Yeah, Sidlo has all the girls.
Yeah.
So because Sidlo is bringing the value of a traditional
Yes.
male that brings money, support,
The providing
and
part.
security.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sidlo is taking all the women because
Yeah.
Tsidiso can't. He can't afford.
So let me ask you then, do you think that chivalry is dead though? In today's society? Like, can a guy now in today's dating game, can you as a guy still open the door for a woman, still bring her flowers on the first date, still, you know, do all those chivalrous things?
I think maybe the opening the door, maybe yes, but flowers and on the first dates,
Yeah.
no, because manje, the dating game is different. Back then, Peda, you would get one date maybe after the boma 4 months, 5 months. Now in like a week, you could get like 5 dates.
Yeah.
And I can't be spending 5, let's say maybe
flowers.
200 on flowers.
Yeah.
That means I've spent 1,000 on flowers that week.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Because I remember hearing somewhere where there was this notion that nowadays, nice guys are getting punished for being nice guys now. So it's almost like if you come across as a nice guy, flowers, opening doors, like girls think you're a punk now. You're like look at this guy, you know.
yeah.
You know
so
what I mean?
it's like you're
So
overcompensating.
which is where that statement of like chivalry state comes from, because it's like now you can't be the guy who opens the door. You can't be the guy who comes with flowers, because now they call you a sucker now. It's like, look at this guy came here with the flowers game, you know. So
What was he expecting?
yeah, it's
These
like,
stupid
you know,
flowers.
and sometimes it's funny because now the nice gestures make you seem like a creep. It's almost like now girls are looking sideways, like, okay, ofunani, because
Why are you being so nice?
yeah,
to
why
me?
you being so nice? So now it's like, how? You know what I mean? But anyway, Jiggy, what is your take on the traditional roles in a relationship?
So, I think that they still exist. yabo?
Okay.
And I think Uti, for them to work, like the guy has to have like considerable amounts of money
Okay.
because of partner. Because I feel even with these girls who work, have a career and all that,
Mm-hmm.
with the right amount of money, you can tell her to stop working and I'll take care of you, I'll take care of everything, and then she'll gladly sit at home and
Yeah.
watch the kids. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's a financial thing where now Babucheri, they have money. So now as a guy you have to have more money than those girls, because those jobs they went to the guys like years back.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago. They all went to the guys. So the guys had that level of money of careers and all that.
Yeah.
So now women have that same level
Yeah.
of money as the guys that had like
Yeah.
previously. So now You have to step up your game and have even more money than the money that those women have.
Yeah.
So
And that's interesting. And that's interesting, people like that, because obviously now there's this thing to know. Actually, the evolution of women has kind of now hurt them now,
yeah.
because now their standards have also gone up as well. So it's almost like the more money they make now they're looking for a man who either makes the same amount, if not more.
Oh, yes.
Which now it becomes like counterintuitive, because now guys are not making as much money. So it's almost like now the guys who are most successful are the ones who are winning when it comes to the dating game. So that's where
Yes.
that whole 90 to 10 ratio comes in now. It's like now 10% of the guys are dealing with 90% of the women, or,
Yeah.
they're the ones who are winning because they're able to either match or they're making more money. And it's funny because now those guys are the ones who, and because it's funny because now those guys, in the same token, women still want them to be faithful,
Yeah.
And
it's crazy because you found him in that situation, the way he was dating, and then you still think, no, I can convince him.
And they forget, Guti, the same thing that she sees with him, a lot of women see as well. And it's like now a guy who's at that level can exercise his options, because it's like you only, or in most cases, you only as faithful as your options anyway. You know what I mean? But then it's such a weird situation that you find yourself in, where now women will look for the top, let me say even 5% top guy, and they still want him to, and still want her to be the only girl that's with him. And it's funny because then they can't even differentiate themselves from the rest of the girls, because if you ask a girl right now, like, what makes you special
Yeah.
in a pool of women, most of them, they'll give you like surface level things, like, no, I work, I can cook, I can clean, I'm nurturing, but 90% of the women are like that. So then how do you stand out as that girl?
Yeah.
And most of them, they can't answer. And I think that frustrates them, because it's like they feel frustrated, the fact that maybe there's nothing that's standing out, but they don't like to be compared to other girls.
So do you think, would it be an option for them to maybe, let's say, date people who are not at their level? Like maybe like us guys, because with us guys, we can date someone
Yeah, we can
who
date down.
doesn't even work.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Do you
Yeah.
think it can be a viable solution for them to actually date guys like that?
Look, I dare you to advise that to any woman, man. Like they'll never listen to it, man. It's like, and I think it's a biological thing as well. If you look at the animal kingdom, I mean, like the alpha male is the one who gets all the honeys.
Like, I think you would have to be offering something extraordinary outside of money for her to even consider, now I can date this guy even though he's unemployed.
Yeah.
So not dating at all, is it a much better option than that, than having maybe, let's say, a bum in your life for them?
I
It's
think
a lose-lose, eh?
I think also for them, for most women, they're avoiding repeating the same mistakes that they've gone through, because like a lot of people, they've probably been played. So manje bape gutyo. So I'd rather be played by someone that I'm benefiting from rather than being played by a bum.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
manje
Exactly.
that's double homicide.
Yeah, so it's almost like now they're trying to look at the landscape, like, I rather cry in a Ferrari than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because ideally they already put us in the same pool of saying that no, all guys cheat anyway. So I'd rather get cheated on with somebody who I'm benefiting from, somebody who's taking care of me, somebody who's like funding my lifestyle or whatever the case may be. So I think that's how their mind works. But okay, who's like, who am I
Someone
benefiting?
who's fulfilling his roles as a traditional man.
So unfortunately, money has a big factor. Unfortunately, so it is almost like the parameter that's gonna place you in whichever level, But you'll be like, and I think also like women forget, Guti, because somebody can look at this, they'll be like, no, but then there's women who are dating guys who don't have money. How are they making it work? But then they forget, Guti, there's something that guy is doing right to even attract that woman. It may not be money, maybe he's confident, maybe he's aesthetic, he's tall. There's something about him that's able to attract a large pool of money. Of women, sorry.
Yeah.
So now because they forget all that stuff, then they start looking like, no, but then there's guys who don't have money, but they're also getting girls. But how's that working? But it's like, but you're looking at that there's other. That's why they say that us guys, we have to bring a lot to the table for us to even get a chance.
So I think it's not a bad thing.
Sorry?
I feel like it's not a bad thing
That?
that you have to bring a lot to the table.
Well-
Like, I think it's a challenge that you have to like take care of.
Maneuver, yeah, and accept.
And I think obviously then that goes to us also speaking to guys themselves. We're like, listen, like you need to step up your game,
Yeah.
you know, yourselves as well. So you
'Cause
can't always look at the women and blame them.
most-
Like,
And most of the time, like, gents will complain about basic stuff, like in relationships. And you're like, bro, you should be doing this. Why are you complaining? Because
Yeah.
like
yeah,
you're
no,
getting what you're getting, whatever benefits. But then when
Yeah.
you should be doing something that's basic, but you're complaining still.
Yeah, no. Look, I think it's a given that us as guys we need to step up as well because women are responding to us,
Mm.
you know, because they've put us in that position of being leaders. So obviously, if they're not responding like Fred, it means there's something lacking with us as well.
And also, we have to be fair by saying, as much as we're saying women have changed and their roles have changed, they're more educated.
Yeah,
Gents, that means we've been relaxing then.
Yeah.
If that's the case, because if you saw that okay, women are advancing now, that means that you're supposed to be thinking ahead, Lutesh,
yeah.
and need to be doing something.
Nah, man. It's been a great conversation, man. Any last opinion? Any last thoughts before we shut it down? I mean, we're pushing for like 40 minutes, almost 45. Any last? And let me say, what is the one or two opinions you'd give to women now, especially us being in the beginning of 2024? Like, how do you think they should move? Just any statement or paragraph or whatever you want to tell ladies right now who are watching. But ladies, this is what I think you should be doing or shouldn't do in this.
What I'd
oh, you
say
wanna- okay, kick it off.
is go to the gym. Make
Yes.
sure ukuthi you look good.
Yeah.
Because when you look good, you do good as well. Labo. And what I can say secondly is that you must be humble yabo, as a woman. Ungachoshi. If, like, let's say you are a 22-year-old and ubona ushela abafana by 20 and all that because you're good looking. So ungayithathi as if ngathi uyi-star or uyinja and all that because bekuyisikhathi from what you've seen when they get to 30, 32 and all that.
Yeah.
Manek bad nje, and then it messes up their self-esteem and confidence like kakhulu yabo. So what I'd say is stay humble. Ukuthi even if maybe that time does come, yabona, it won't be that bad, mina, I believe, because abantu angeke bakufilise ukuthi uwile.
Yeah.
Because bo grand like all the time, unlike if boba begela pants and all that. Yabo. So I think it's very important to be humble as well.
Okay. Bones?
I agree with Jiggy a lot.
Yeah.
But also I'd say women should not settle. 'Cause
Okay.
Maybe whatever you like, maybe when you turn out like guys with big feet or anything, don't go for low size 3 because manje you don't find it size 11 or
Yeah.
Get what you want. If it makes you happy, then wait for it until it comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
No,
it.
I think that's good, man. For me, on my end, I don't know. I think women should also just, like I said, be honest with themselves firstly, and then with the rest of the world afterwards. You know, and I think they should just. I mean, like it's a new year, and next, I guess Valentine's Day is coming up as well. There's gonna be a lot of love or propositions being thrown around. So I think, yeah, man, they just need to be careful and just make sure that they communicate, like you said earlier on. They need to talk and stop expecting us to read their minds, hoping that we can figure it out without them not saying anything. You know, because I think that's the biggest thing that happens as well. Where we're out here trying to figure it out, but umuntu lo, you're trying to figure it out for Ula. But actually, listen, this is what I expect. This is what I want, so that you guys can move with informed information. But everything else, you'd have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know. All right, cool. Hey, you good? Nothing
Yeah,
else?
yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good.
We're good?
Hundreds.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate you coming through. Anyway, guys, that was the Catching Feelings podcast. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some game. I hope everything that you heard helps you and you're able to execute it and hopefully just put it out and release it to the world. And yeah, man, comment down, subscribe, and yeah, we'll catch up, guys, on the next episode. Peace out.
Yo.